Good morning, everybody. It's Tom Christie back in the painting studio, and just back from 2 days at the Rogers Sporting Goods big waterfowl event that they hold every year prior to the season opening up. And most of you know I carve some of the decoys for Final Approach, and Mario Friendy from Final Approach asked me to come down participate in the Rogers Waterfowl Weekend. I was happy to do that, and the Rogers family was very gracious to host us down there. It's an amazing event. I had never been. The crowds were incredible, and a lot of waterfowlers pumped up about getting their supplies, getting ready for the season. So Mario had me set up at a little table in the middle of the chaos. And I say chaos just because of the amount of people coming down there in the lines. And he and I decided I would paint some canvasback blanks. I had carved the master of their canvasback decoys, so I had one, he had one. So I sat down, and during the middle of the event there, just sat there and painted some canvasbacks. I don't have a picture of those. They turned out pretty well. I painted one on Friday and one on Saturday. The reason I wanted to talk about that is I was so encouraged by the families that stopped by, the young people that stopped by, just to see what's this old guy doing in the middle of the crowd here, painting a decoy. And it gave me an opportunity to talk about my YouTube channel and get people excited or interested in some way about waterfowl carving. The thing I was really pumped up about was some of the kids that came to the table. You know, kids are very curious. They want to see what's happening. A few of them actually helped me put some paint on the canvas backs. But I just was so encouraged that they were enthused about stopping and talking, and the families. I just want to thank the families that stopped by, and all of the people that stopped by said hello. Very encouraging to me, and it made me feel like, okay, this is worthwhile. So, all right, that being the caveat and kind of the introduction to, well, what are you putting together here, Tom? I'm putting together a video about a quick video about a project I did with two of my grandsons, Ray and Max. And we decided that we would make some bird silhouettes. So this is not decoy carving, it's related. And I wanted to share it because I thought some families out there might want to give it a try to get some young people involved in making things with their hands in a safe way. And what I had a lot of this scrap Tupelo laying around, because normally when I carve a decoy, the wood is a little thicker than I need for a side profile, and a lot of times I'll trim off the bottom of the block because I don't want to have to sand the rough part of the Tupelo, so I clean it up on the bottom, and I end up with these nice pieces of wood that end up in the scrap heap. And so I decided those would make good silhouettes. And so I cut some pieces about 1/4 inch thick, and we got together, made some patterns. I did the bandsaw work. These guys are a little too young and unfamiliar with that. So again, I wanted it to be a safe, positive experience for them. But I wanted to share this. Again, just it might inspire somebody to give it a try. So let me bring in the camera, talk briefly about what we did, show you the results, and we were pretty happy with what we ended up. Ray wanted to do a black-capped chickadee. I asked them, what do you want to do? And Max wanted to do a blue jay. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get going. I have a bird feeder that I get photos of birds that come in, but there's also great resources online to find a nice profile of the bird that you would want to work on. And then once we found pictures, we made tracings with tracing paper And then we used our tracings to make our patterns, and the guys cut those patterns out. And then I did the band sawing. I also made those little cedar stands, and we used a nail as the leg for each of the birds. And then the guys spent some time sanding both sides until they were really smooth. Hold yours up, Max. All right, hold yours up, Ray. Chickadee. We got the components put together. I'll get those sealed up, and next time we'll paint them together. Blue jay and black-cap chickadee. Fun project. Then we got set up with some reference photos and base coated the birds, and then with chalk pencils they looked at their reference and really started penciling in the major feather groups so that we could first apply base coats of color. Okay, we're starting on our birds.
Yep.
Max and Ray are starting with the chalk pencil to get their base color feather patterns laid in there. Then we started mixing base colors, and this is really a good exercise to, I was helping select some of the colors, but we would mix colors together, and the guys would help make the call, are we close? Is this the right color, before we applied it to the birds. And so that was a fun part of the project, really, the just learning to mix paints, using your eye, your reference materials, trying to get your colors matched up with the bird that you're trying to replicate. All right, we're laying in base colors.
Ta-da!
Looking good, guys. Good start.
Now I'm gonna work on the other side.
Okay. Once we had the base coats, then we decided how much detail to add on top. So they used their chalk pencils again, put in these details based on the reference photos they were looking at. And this was a great exercise for the kids in just learning to get the right mix of water in their paints, learning to point up a brush to get a reasonably thin line. Things that don't just come naturally, you have to learn through experience. So the whole process, I felt like, was a valuable exercise, a lot of fun. All right, here's the finished product. There's Ray's black-cap chickadee, and Max and his blue jay. Turn that around, Max, so I can see the other side too. Nice. Good job, guys. Well, the smiles say it all. We were all proud of what we accomplished together. We had a lot of fun. It was a good learning experience, and the guys ended up with a keepsake that they made with their own hands, and they were able to give that to their mom and dad. And I can tell you their mom and dad were pretty happy about the results. Great job, guys, and I look forward to more projects together in the future. All right, that's a wrap on the silhouette project, and totally off the topic. There's two of my buddies out there trimming the lawn, working hard at it. Thanks, guys. Okay, everybody, just a quick video, and I didn't start out with the thought that I was going to make a video of that project with the grandkids, but I did take some snapshots along the way, a few quick videos. So after the Rogers Waterfowl weekend and talking to the kids as I was painting those canvas backs, it just inspired me to come back, put this together, share it with you for what it's worth. I hope you can have a project like this with your kids or grandkids and have some fun together. Until next time, Tom Christie signing out. Have fun carving out there.